Good morning, good evening, buon pomeriggio from Canada. I'm Danielle Verone, the Executive Director of Italian Chamber of Commerce in Canada. The organization of this international webinar is a result of a common desire, a common determination of both Sid Lee and Italian Chamber of Commerce to support companies in their business strategies, whatever their size or sector of activity. Our goal is to provide resources to encourage the economic recovery and stimulate long-term growth. Thank you so much. Merci bien. Grazie mille.
Thank you, Danielle. My name is Vito. I am the group president at Sid Lee. I'm joined by two colleagues, Philippe, who's our chief creative officer. He's also a Sid Lee founder, and Alana, who's our chief strategy officer. In today's webinar, what we want to do is to give you some pragmatic tools and frameworks that you can use now so you can structure your thinking and your approach. So let's get started with section 1, how to overcome critical uncertainties. With many of the clients we work with, we see the conversation has changed. Take a moment right now to ask yourself, in your organization, what would you have never talked about 6 months ago that is now a major topic that's now dominating what you're thinking about? There's been some important shifts everywhere. We believe that uncertainty is an opportunity. Growth comes through change. Uncertainty should not be paralyzing, but should be inspiring for leadership in our teams. So what we're going to do now is we're going to share a 5-step approach. So thank you. I'll pass it now on to Alana, who's going to take us through this process.
Thank you, Vito. Hi, everyone. So step 1, you identify what's driving the most change. Ask yourselves, what are the macro drivers that are perhaps impacting your business today? So the typical places that we look for these things, one is sociocultural change, what's happening in consumer behavior and attitudes, what's happening in culture. We love digging there. Technology, what might be disruptive, environment, perhaps climate volatility, sustainability, economic, what's happening from a competitive space or market dynamics that might include supply and distribution shifts. And importantly, especially today, politically. So what's happening in policy, legislation, international trade and relationships that might be impacting our business and creating this sense of uncertainty. So with step 2 now, what we try to do then from this data and from this research is then we imagine extremes and then we ask provocative questions. You capture those critical uncertainties that are going to shape the future. You stretch them out to their most extremes. And with that, it allows us to be able to create an understanding of what plausible worlds could be, which then allows us to create future worlds. You develop strategies in accordance to that. You test and you optimize those for resiliency to be able to overcome uncertainty. So I'll pass it to Soul Surfer himself, Mr. Philippe Meunier.
Merci, Anna. That's really nice. When was the last time you asked yourself how creative your culture is? Then the good news of the day is that if you have a brain, you are a creative person. I like to see my creative department as a garden. So imagine that your business is a garden. And actually, you are the farmer. So if you are a good creative leader, you need to be that farmer. So today, I would like to share with you my 10 ways to accelerate creativity into your giardino. First one, better question, because better question leads to better creative answer. Do with purpose, because today, if you want to rally all your staff around that community of your business, you need to share common values. Comfort is a cozy enemy. That's a famous quote that we have at Sid Lee. But the reality is comfort is a zone where it's very stable, but nothing grow out of that zone because it's too much of the same. The blue mind versus the red mind. The blue mind is a stage where I could see far away and I could elevate myself and start thinking about what if is this possible versus the red mind. The red mind is that you're stuck in your agenda. And then you're not creating something new. You're just focusing on the problem in your garden. Number 5, do the do with velocità. Sometimes when we start a project, it's so serious and it takes too much time. So go out, try new ideas, plant a lot of things in your garden. Look the other way. Most of the time, we're always looking in the same direction. And you know what? All the other competitors are looking in the same direction. We all have the same product. So if everyone is planting corn in their garden, maybe you should try zucchini and see what's going to happen. Fear versus doubt. Most of the time, the first reaction around something new will be about fear. So be careful. Don't have a fear-driven culture in your company. It will kill all the innovation that you have in it. On the other hand, doubt is great. It will put your ideas better every step of the way. The little flowers are actually ideas, and you have to take the time and protect them. Mixing is something that I really like to have in my garden because mixing discipline is great to grow business because magic happens in the middle of the mix. Keep on playing. For me, this is so important because I believe that great project comes from beautiful ideas, fun and love, and spend some time around those projects. Have fun with your people. So voila. This is for my part, and I'll turn it into Vito.
Thanks, Phil. There's a couple of questions that came up. One is from Teresa, who asks, would you say doubt propels the need to develop your ideas, right?
Totally. Because doubt, when you're doubting, it means that you're moving forward, and it really propels your ideas. And maybe you're going to start with something, but the end is going to be totally different. So it's a process. So you try, you learn from your error, and then you make it better, and then you tweak it and make it better and better and better. And it's normal to doubt all the creative process, and it's good. It's really, really healthy. So yes, it's good to doubt. Ask more questions during that process and do it fast so you could learn. Because sometimes you better be out there, even if it's not perfect, but at least you will learn from the reaction of the market.
I'll maybe just to close it up. So first of all, thank you, everyone. Thanks, Phil, Ilana, and Danielle.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.